Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Walt, owner of WC Fitness, and today I'm going to be speaking about diet fasts. I really don't get online or social media and argue about certain diet fasts or how you should eat this way or how you should eat that way, but I've been getting a lot of individuals that wanting to sit down and speak with me and possibly argue with me and share their differences and things and whatsoever, and I feel it's only right for me to have a conversation with you. Okay? So as I'm having this conversation with you, some of you may like what I say, some of you may not like what I say. And my viewpoint is coming from not only being a sports nutritionist, being a nutritionist, and then not only that, being in the fitness or the health and wellness arena for 16 years. So understanding the importance of food and how it plays, the role it plays in the human being, I understand what it can do for you, the pros and cons. So all of these diets that a lot of individuals are excited about, or all of these diets that people want to try and things of that nature, and it makes me cringe because a lot of times individuals, they want to be successful, but they just don't know how to be successful. So I'm always giving videos, or you may have been following me for some time, or you may see a lot of the transformations of individuals, preferably the one I put recently regarding one of my clients only lost 2 pounds, but her physique and her transition was a difference because of some of the amount of food that I've given her and over the time frame that she has given her body the chance to transform. Now, when it comes to diet fads, a lot of times people, they don't understand their body types. 2, they don't understand the importance of nutrition as a whole and how it can help you get to where you need to be at, or it can actually hinder you from getting to where you need to be at. And then as I'm speaking with individuals and I'm asking them specific questions on how they want to go about getting to where they need to be at fitness-wise, the average person says, and I can contest to this, I want to tone and define, right? So when individuals come to me or their rebuttal is saying I want to tone and define, or I want to have a certain physique, doing that or getting to that particular fitness goal or physique goal is going to, 1, take some strategy, 2, it's going to take some patience, and 3, it's going to take for you to eat possibly the amount of food that you just don't want to eat. Because the premise behind losing weight, as individuals say, they have this understanding that they just need to flat out starve. But then on the flip side, doing that, you're actually putting your body in what's called a starvation mode, which is actually going to do the reverse of possibly gaining more fat and gaining more weight. Because I know a lot of you probably either witnessed that yourself, or you might have witnessed individuals around you that wanted to be successful, but they were just frustrated. Now, when it comes to certain diet fads, the reason why diet fads, no matter what you're doing, either intermittent fasting, ketogenic diet, fasting, no carb diet, smoothie diet, they're going to work briefly because you're actually doing something different to the body. And of course, it's going to respond accordingly to that change because it hasn't witnessed that before. Now, what happens when a lot of times when people, they may continue to go with those diets I just said, they actually are not doing the diets properly. For example, I spoke with a friend of mine earlier today. I'm doing intermittent fasting. Do you know what it does? Do you know what are the components to do intermittent fasting correctly? And the average person really don't. They're doing half ketogenic diet. They may be doing half intermittent fasting. They may do the 10-day smoothie diet for 2 days. And it's just so much when it comes to the health and wellness and the nutrition aspect. And when I sit down with individuals, yes, it can get a little complex, or it can be a little confusing for the average person really to understand. And it's okay. That's why I'm always speaking about seeking a professional, seek a nutritionist, seek a dietitian. Because when it comes to diet fads, you may put your kidneys in a detrimental state. You may put your brain in a detrimental state. You're like, huh? Yes, because you're actually putting yourself so much in a nutrient deficient or deficit. You're actually doing the opposite of what you're trying to do. Because granted, everybody want to be successful, and I said that. Everybody wants to lose weight or see the scale goes down or the scale drop. But it's all about how you approach it. It's your viewpoint on what it's going to take for me to get from point A to point B. Now, 1, are you going to give yourself the proper time frame? 2, are you going to be consistent on what you're trying to do? And 3, are you going to implement some other components that's going to help you get to where you need to be? Now, let's look at, I'm going to break it down real simple. I don't want to get too complex, but I'm going to be real simple with you. You got strength training, you have cardio, you have eating. Okay? Now, you have resting, and then a lot of times for the ladies, you have your cycle, either, pre-menopause or menopause. You may have postmenopausal, which you got to deal with some things on that end. Then you have a lot of times with the ladies, you have to deal with your cycle, which you gain about 5 to 7 pounds water weight the week before your cycle, the week of your cycle, and the week after your cycle. So now you're going through all of these things, but you're trying to do one thing that's hoping that it's going to yield you the results that, yes, your expectations or what you're thinking that you're supposed to achieve. Now, when we're looking at getting to your fitness goal, getting to that weight goal, you have to take into consideration a lot of components or a lot of variables that's going to yield you the results. 1, are you drinking enough water? 2, are you eating enough protein? 3, are you having enough carbohydrates? 4, are you having enough fats? 5, are you resting enough? 6, what is your stress level? 7, are you doing enough strength training that's going to increase the lean muscle behind the scene? Wow. Are you drinking enough water? I just named about 8 things. So if I'm looking at the 8 things I'm expressing to you right now, are you doing half of them? Are you doing some of them? Are you doing all of them? And last but not least, are you being consistent with anything that you're doing? Because if you're not, I don't care if you're doing 5 or 6, 7, 8 different diets within a time frame of a year. If you're not being consistent, you're not going to be successful. It's just not going to happen. So when I sit down with individuals and I do a fitness or I do a nutrition assessment with you, I'm asking so many important questions that's going to allow for me to digest and also to create a game plan that's specific for you. Okay? So when you're looking at some of the transformations, either on my website or either on my page, I'm taking into consideration a lot of factors. Their body type, their activity level, their lifestyle, their support group. So I'm taking into consideration all these factors that's going to allow for me to create a game plan that's going to be successful so that they can see the results that I know they would like to see. And last but not least, coming to my arena, I'm taking all the guesswork out for you. How many years have you wasted trying to get to where you need to be at? And then you're saying to yourself, you know what? I should have did this, or I should have did that. I should have did that. Because a lot of times people waste time, and time is something that you can't do what? You can't get back. And it's okay. It's okay. So a lot of times when I am giving people specific information that's important to them, I'm taking into consideration of a lot of things. And the reason why I'm having this video with you, because it hurts me to see people do certain diet fads, or they're jumping from one thing to the next and they're still not seeing the results. And then they're year in and year out, they're still right back where they started. And my goal with you today is to let you know, create a game plan that's going to be specific for you, and that is going to be tailored to you, your lifestyle. Because a lot of times the habits that we create, or the habits that has already been instilled in us, either they're positive or they're negative. Because if you're not being consistent with some of the factors that I just expressed to you, you're not going to see your fruits of your labor. You're not. For example, let's go with the ketogenic diet. A lot of times people don't know the pros and cons of these diets, period. Now, when we look at the ketogenic diet, it really derived from individuals who were suffering from, or actually children that were suffering from epilepsy, and it was to use the person or the individual's adipose tissue or fat for energy. Wow. Now, granted, when we're looking at ketogenic diet, it's based on high fats, moderate protein, and low carbs. Do you know that your brain main energy source is carbohydrates? Huh? Yes. So if your brain major energy source is carbohydrates, why would you even take that out the equation? Now, because as I'm speaking with you, I'm just speaking in common sense. I'm not even going to get science with you. I'm not. Because I really want you to think about some of the decisions that you make. Now, ketogenic is primarily high fats. Now, if you eat foods that are constantly in high fats, no matter if they're good fats or high fat, good fats or bad fats, you may run the risk of what? High cholesterol, high blood pressure. Those are just two things I'm just giving to you. Now, if you lack protein in your diet, which is responsible for muscle maintenance and muscle, and possibly increase of muscle, why would you lack that? So as I'm speaking with you, I just want you to hit common sense for you. I just want to convey this information. I really want you to sit back and think about some of the decisions that you're making. Now, I just spoke to you briefly about ketogenic diet. Now, can you use fat for energy or the adipose tissue? Now, what happens with individuals when they even to try to agree to ketogenic diet? They either go too high fats, too low proteins, and too low carbs. Now, when you think about carbohydrates, the average person only think about breads, but forget about the 20, 30 different fruits that they've had that day. Did you really go low carbs? You really didn't. So when we're looking at that, you can run a risk of so many negative things versus positive things. Now, let's talk about the no carb diet. I just told you, carbohydrates is the brain's main energy source. So why would you even do that for a long period of time? Because if you go ahead and choose to do that, you actually run a risk of you're increasing, possibly going above and beyond of eating the wrong foods, because now your hunger or your cravings is out the roof. Why would you do that? Now, granted, going low carbs for a certain period of time will work briefly, but you need to make sure you know how to do it right. So, the smoothie diet. Okay, is your smoothie consist of protein, or you're just putting all fruits? Now, average person, when they talk about smoothie diets, you're talking about kale, spinach. Do you know the average person is supposed to have about 3,000 calories of veggies a day? Do you do that? Possibly not. Possibly not, because lacking veggies or veggies on a consistent basis, you're actually lacking the proper micronutrients on a daily basis. Huh? Yes. Now, are you putting a substantial amount of fruits? Because you just told me you're doing ketogenic diet, but your smoothie has about 20 different fruits, which may equal up to over 100 grams of sugar. Are you really doing that diet right? Possibly not. Intermittent fasting, when you're eating a certain amount of time frame, then you stop. Are you really monitoring the amount of food that you're eating? Okay, you eat at 12, but prior to that, your body's supposed to use your own adipose tissue for fat for energy, but you're not even eating right, because when you do eat at 12, you're eating too much for your serving size, and you wind up finish eating at 10 p.m. Are you eating one meal? Or are you eating two meals? Now, not only that, with the intermittent fasting, are you eating too low for your body type, which now inadvertently you're going to wind up gaining more fat than you expected to gain, and then now you tell yourself this diet is not working. So when we talk about diets and diet fads, please know the pros and cons of them. 2, find out, can it fit into your lifestyle? 3, are there other variables that you need to take in consideration before you even jump into these diet fads? 4, can you be consistent with it? And 5, Are you implementing strength training? Because a lot of the diets that you may either agree to or not, if you're lacking carbohydrates, most likely you won't have the sufficient amount of energy to even to be effective while working out. Because I know some of you that are listening to me, you either go low carb or you woke up in the morning, didn't eat. We've all done it. I've been there. I've done that. So that's why I'm having this conversation with you. And I want to educate you on the right way versus the wrong way. And then not only that, I'm not telling you each way to go. I just want you to be smart about some of the decisions that you're making and making sure that it's appropriate for you and that you're just not jumping because you're scrolling through Facebook and you see this research study shows the benefits of ketogenic or the benefits of 10-day smoothie. Because actively, if you omit any type of macronutrients that is important for your progress, you're not going to see the results that you expect to see. Just not going to happen. Why? Because we all are human beings, no matter a male versus female. It may have some slight differential or some slight difference between the sexes, but ultimately, if you lack the proper nutrients, it's something that is not sustainable when it comes to these diets. I hope I was able to help you out, make you think for a second, and then if you truly want to choose some of these diets I just expressed to you, give me a call. I'm always saying, where you can reach me. You can either email me or you can give me a call, because when I'm looking at health and wellness and wanting to help individuals have a better quality of life, my door is open to you. So I hope this helped you out. Any questions, give me a call.